Welcome to episode 9 of Podnutz. This week's show is called How to Start Your Own Computer Repair Business, Part 2. Our guest this week is Thor Schrock from Schrock Innovations. Schrock Innovations is Thor's company he started in 1999 as a computer repair company. Now, since then, Schrock Innovations has expanded into website design, hosting, custom application development, and sales. Thor also does a radio show called Compute This at KFOR in Lincoln, Nebraska. And this is where I actually heard Thor for the first time and thought he'd be a great guest for Podnutz. Now, when I asked Thor to be on the show, I had the intention of making the podcast very technical and asking him a lot of technical questions about how he does repairs and whatnot. And we're going to definitely do that next week. But because his business is so successful and he had so much information that he wanted to make known about how to run your own computer repair business, I decided to make this part 2 of the podcast on how to start your own computer repair business. It complements the one we did last week, part 1, nicely, and really goes over some of the ideas on how to really think big and get the whole picture in mind. Some of the things that we cover might even fly in the teeth of what we mentioned in part 1, but the information in part 1 will definitely get you started and up and running, and then what you learn in this podcast will definitely carry you through the long haul. Now, we do talk about tech stuff towards the end of the podcast, so there's definitely that in there, but I wanted to just finish off the whole topic of starting your own computer repair business and make sure we covered it to the best that we could before moving on, because it's such a popular topic and there's so much to cover in it. Okay, now here's the pre-recorded interview I did with Thor. It's about 2 hours long, so sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Okay, so we're joined with Thor Schrock from Schrock Innovations. How's it going, Thor?
Not too bad. It's good to be on somebody else's airwaves for a change.
I'm glad you could join us. Appreciate it. Okay, so Thor, you have a computer repair business of your own.
Yep, I own Schrock Innovations. We're a computer repair company with offices in Lincoln and Omaha, Nebraska. We fix computers. We build new computers. We do website design, software development, corporate services, networking. Our little saying goes, if it has anything to do with computers, you can find it here.
It is cool. I mean, I checked out your website, and you guys do cover a lot of different things. It's pretty thorough.
I'm kind of embarrassed. I mean, that website needs a little bit of work. We're actually redeveloping it as we speak over here, because that's just something I threw together with my very limited web abilities. And, we hired some new employees to do some stuff, and they kind of looked at that and laughed. And, when I hired them, they said, I said, so what was your first impression of the company when I hired you? And he said, well, it was pretty evident you needed somebody in website development because your website looks like ass. I said, oh, well, thanks. Good thing you didn't say that in the interview because I built that.
I mean, you did the best you could. But, I mean, the content is there at least, and that's pretty much what's important.
Absolutely. It's all about search engine positioning content.
Yeah, and I see you're putting up some YouTube videos, so that looks like it's pretty Web 2.0-ish too. Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that businesses overlook in my experience when you're talking to not just computer repair businesses, but any business is the video component. Especially with Google going toward an integrated search algorithm, if you don't have videos online about what you do and how you do it that are interesting and fun to watch, you may as well you're missing a huge opportunity to network with potential customers, not only in your local areas but also worldwide or nationwide, whatever your marketplace is. I agree, and it might weed out some of the spam that we see too, because it's pretty hard to make spam videos. Like spammers could just spam blogs like crazy, but to actually have to make a video and post it up there, it might weed out some of the trash that's on the internet right now. So I'm looking forward to that era.
Yeah, absolutely. There are video spammers out there. But you're absolutely right. I mean, the volume of the spam in videos is so much lower because you really have to put some work into generating a video. You can't automate that. You can't scrape someone's RSS feed or web page and repost it on your site. If you want to create a video and have the benefit that Google gives video, because right now any kind of a video you can put on your website that's unique, Google treats it like rock-solid gold. So if you're trying to build the search engine position for your company's page or you're trying to attract new clients, video, whether you use YouTube or Rever or anybody else, it's the absolute number one best thing you can possibly add to your website.
Oh, that's a good tip right there. You didn't used to be like that because Google didn't like Flash. It didn't recognize Flash on websites and didn't give it a high search engine ranking. But I guess since they bought YouTube and the way the whole web is going with the video, it's the new thing to do, huh?
Well, one of the really interesting things about Google is when you create your web pages, there's two ways you can create a website. You can create a website that is very powerful and moving to a human, and you can create a website that's very powerful and moving to a computer. And typically, the computer, like Google can see you have a video, but Google has absolutely no idea what your video is about. The only thing Google can go off of are your description, or if you're using YouTube, the only thing that they use are titles. If you do a search on YouTube, if you don't have your keywords in the title of your YouTube video, it's not going to get found. You could keyword spam the heck out of your description, anything else, the tags. It's the actual title of the video that YouTube pays attention to.
No kidding.
So you have to make absolutely certain that you're putting your keywords in your titles of the videos. But primarily, video makes a huge impact on a website for a human viewing it. If you want your video, for example, if you have the opportunity to film a number of events on a weekly or daily or monthly basis, and you want to get good search engine positioning based on the content of your video, the easiest thing you can do is pop up on Rent-A-Coder and hire somebody from the Philippines or from India to do a transcript of your video. It'll cost you about $25 for a 1-hour video. They'll do an entire transcript, and then you post that video on your blog or your website, and then below it you post the transcript, and you're kind of getting the best of both worlds that way, because obviously a human's not going to read the transcript.
Right.
They're going to watch the video.
Right.
But Google can't watch the video, so it's going to read the transcript. And that way you get the best of both worlds.
That's a great idea. In fact, I was thinking about getting transcripts of each of my podcasts. I just haven't found a good company that does it. But
heck, don't worry about that. I mean, I can send you a link to a gal that I use in the Philippines who charges, hey, it's kind of funny. You really learn the value of the dollar in the international marketplace when prices go up because the value of the dollar is going down. And, whatever the currency they use in the Philippines, I guess, it takes more dollars to buy that currency now. So, she raised her prices a little bit on me. But Carol, she's awesome. She, you'll fire her over a video and she'll get it transcribed and back on your desk within a couple days.
It's accurate?
And she doesn't use this. A lot of times when you go on there, if you look for the really cheap ones on Rent-A-Coder, the bids that come in, don't take the cheapest bids, because they're using automated voice recognition software to generate a transcript.
Okay.
You want someone who's actually can speak English, who listens to your video and then edits it. So some of the common dialect, like we talked about, it was one of the funny stories. We have intro music for each segment of our radio show that we do. And so we'd send her a transcript or a video of